On the court, they're locked in, focused, intense, and unstoppable. But the moment the cameras catch someone courtside, everything changes. Smiles slip out, energy shifts, and sometimes the game isn't the only thing grabbing their attention. These reactions are hilarious, unexpected, and too good to miss. Let's break them down. When NBA players see baddies, everything changes. Forget game plans, forget playbooks. It's like the rim gets wider, the ball gets lighter, and the confidence skyrockets. Some dudes turn into prime Jordan, others turn into clowns, but one thing's for sure, when the cameras catch it, the internet never forgets. Let's start with LeBron James. The man is already known as a beast on the court, but when he spots a baddie courtside, it's like he gets a whole new set of powers. Back in early 2023, Lakers versus Rockets, nothing unusual, until LeBron noticed someone sitting front row. Next thing you know, he's running coast to coast, dunking with full force, pulling up from three, and dropping buckets like he's trying to make a mixtape. That wasn't even the only time. In 2022, against Kyle Kuzma and the Wizards, LeBron turned the game into a personal highlight reel. Guess who was in the crowd? Kuzma's girl. Guess who dropped 50 and embarrassed his ex-teammate? Exactly. LeBron might be the king of basketball, but he's also the king of making sure someone's girlfriend goes home impressed. But Bron isn't the only one with ridiculous courtside riz. Luka Doncic once literally practiced pickup lines.
Seventh in the league in scoring at just over 28 points a game, and he's already over halfway there. And he's only played 11 minutes, and the game itself is only 14 minutes old.
For when the cameras cut to him. And this dude already had a girlfriend. Imagine being so confident that you rehearse lines just in case. Luka doesn't just step back from the three-point line, he stepped back straight into trouble. Now, when it comes to making the internet explode, nobody does it like Jordan Poole. Every single time a baddie shows up, he transforms. 1 second, he's missing wide open layups. The next, he's spinning, fading, and hitting shots that don't even make sense. Fans call it the Poole party, but it's more like a desperate audition for a date. The dude will literally play like Michael Jordan if a pretty face is sitting courtside. He even tried it with referees. Yes, refs. Forget arguing calls. Poole was trying to flirt with them mid-game. That's not confidence, that's insanity. And then there's JaVale McGee. You think this man is goofy already, right? Wrong. When he spotted a woman courtside, instead of pulling out flashy moves, he kissed someone's grandma. Dead serious. Dude saw an opportunity, ran over, and went full Romeo on a 70-year-old. But here's the shocking part. He started hooping better after it. Blocking shots, getting buckets, suddenly playing like he cared. If kissing grandmas is what it takes to unlock JaVale McGee, then maybe we owe him an apology. But the craziest part? It doesn't stop there. NBA players aren't just going after random fans. Sometimes it's celebrities. And that's when things really get messy. Celebrities courtside are like kryptonite for NBA players. The second they show up, the game flips into a whole different show. Take Kobe Bryant back in 2005.
This season, Dirk averaging 27.
Halle Berry was sitting there, watching the Lakers, and Kobe wasn't about to let that go to waste. He lit up the Mavericks, dropping insane shots and putting on a clinic. It wasn't just basketball, it was a performance for Halle. The Black Mamba was already ruthless, but in front of her, he turned into a straight assassin. Fast forward years later, and we get Trey Young with Millie Bobby Brown sitting courtside.
Girl, you've seen some windmill dunks right in front of you. You have guys almost landing in your lap here. What have you thought about this experience so far?
This is amazing. It's my first basketball game ever, so I'm really excited to be here, especially in Atlanta. This is my hometown, so I'm really grateful.
This was her first NBA game, and Trey made damn sure she'd never forget it. Deep threes, floaters, flashy passes. It was like he was auditioning for Stranger Things Season 5. The guy ended with 34 points and double-digit assists. Coincidence? Please. That was pure baddie fuel. And if you think that's wild, wait until you hear about Jimmy Butler. The bubble season in 2020? Everyone thought Jimmy was just grinding harder than anyone else. But then reports came out that a security guard busted him for loud thumping noises in his hotel room. Who was he allegedly with? Rachel Nichols. Suddenly, it all made sense.
That you were loud, emotional, passionate, we like to say. Quote, you F'd me. How would you describe what happened today?
A lot of it's true. A lot of it is true.
Jimmy was putting up all-time stat lines, carrying Miami to the finals, looking like a man possessed. Turns out he was living his best life on and off the court. Bubble Butler wasn't just hooping, he was thriving. Then there's Kevin Durant and Rihanna, Finals 2017. KD is out there torching the Cavs, but the cameras catch Rihanna courtside heckling him, trying to get under his skin. You'd think he'd fold under that pressure. Nope, Durant went nuclear, dunking, hitting clutch threes and shutting her up with pure dominance. People called him soft for years, but that night, he looked like he was fueled by the disrespect of a pop queen. And let's not forget LeBron again. Beyoncé and Jay-Z courtside. Imagine trying to play while knowing Beyoncé is 10 feet away. Most players would freeze, not LeBron. He casually put on a show, walking over like he owned the moment. If I was Jay-Z, I'd have been sweating bullets. Forget the defense. How do you defend against LeBron James trying to steal the spotlight in front of your wife? But when it comes to pure comedy, nobody touches Austin Reaves. This guy spots a girl in the crowd, starts blushing like it's high school, then suddenly turns into prime Michael Jordan, hitting scoop shots, clutch buckets, carrying the Lakers on his back. The internet roasted him, but the stats don't lie. When there's a baddie nearby, Reaves goes from role player to superstar. And that brings us to the wildest part of this entire story. NBA players don't just hoop harder for baddies, sometimes they straight up lose their minds. When NBA players see baddies, some elevate their game, but others flat out lose control. And nothing proves it more than Jordan Clarkson versus Ben Simmons. Back when Simmons was dating Kendall Jenner, Clarkson wasn't about to play second fiddle. In the middle of the game, he looked up at Kendall sitting courtside, started cooking on the floor, and hit clutch shots just to make a point. It wasn't even about winning, it was about sending a message. Simmons threw the first punch by dating Kendall, but Clarkson threw the knockout by showing out in front of her. Jeremy Grant, whole different story. He literally fell into a woman courtside after being fouled. Most guys would laugh it off, maybe apologize. Grant turned it into the game of his life, scored 37, attacking the basket like he was fighting for her honor. Love at first crash, and the scoreboard proved it. And then there's Jalen Brunson. February 2023, Knicks versus Nets, fighting for bragging rights in New York. But the truth is, Brunson wasn't just fighting for the city. He was fighting to impress someone in the stands. He went off for 40, breaking ankles, hitting tough shots, and leaving defenders spinning. The man played like the Garden was his personal stage, and he wasn't about to leave without stealing the spotlight, and maybe a phone number too. But let's not forget the darker side of this. Sometimes, the obsession with baddies backfires. Devin Booker knows this story all too well. When Kendall Jenner showed up to his games, Booker would start cooking. Fadeaways, crossovers, tough finishes. He looked unstoppable. But the problem? The second things went south in that relationship, so did his game. Opposing fans started clowning him, saying his jump shot depended on Kendall's attendance. Imagine dropping 41 night, then looking lost the next, all because of a girl in the crowd. That's not basketball, that's chaos. So whether it's LeBron flexing on his opponent's girlfriends, Jordan Poole losing his mind every time a woman blinks his way, or Jimmy Butler becoming a finals legend off pure baddie energy, one thing is clear: NBA players don't just see fans in the stands, they see motivation, and sometimes that motivation takes their game from average to unforgettable.